Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that makes hearts race, butterflies flutter, and every movie worth watching. Love. But not just any love. Soulmate love. Now, before you start looking around, let me tell you a secret. You don't find your soulmate, you attract them. And how do you do that? Here are 5 ways to make it happen. Imagine waking up every morning, looking in the mirror, and seeing the most powerful, magnetic, and absolutely unstoppable version of yourself. Now, here's the real question. Do you love the person staring back at you? Do you celebrate them? Do you admire them the way you want someone else to admire you? Because let me tell you something. Before you ever find the love of your life, you must first fall madly, deeply, unapologetically in love with yourself. You see, the biggest lie we've been told is that our soulmate is someone who will complete us, that one day we'll find a person who will fill in our missing pieces, make us whole, and suddenly our life will turn into a fairy tale. No, you are not half of anything. You were born whole. You were designed to stand tall, shine bright, and own your existence without needing someone else to validate you. Love isn't about completion, it's about expansion. And the only way to attract the right person is to first become the kind of person who is worth attracting. Think about it. Would you want to be with someone who doubts themselves, settles for less, or constantly seeks approval? No. You want someone confident, powerful, and secure. And that's exactly what the right person wants in you too. So stop waiting for someone to come along and show you how incredible you are. Show yourself. Fall in love with your own life. Chase your passions like they're the love story you've been waiting for. Make your dreams your obsession. Learn new things, take risks, and say yes to the experiences that scare you. Because when you become the kind of person who lights up a room with their energy, the right people will be drawn to you effortlessly. Confidence is the most attractive thing in the world, and it doesn't come from someone else telling you that you're beautiful, smart, or worthy. It comes from you knowing it deep in your bones, from you waking up every day and saying, I am enough, I am powerful, I am a force of nature, and I don't need permission to shine. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you took yourself out on a date? When was the last time you dressed up, looked in the mirror, and thought, damn, I would date me? If you haven't, then it's time to start. Because the way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you talk down to yourself, if you settle for mediocrity, if you accept less than what you deserve, guess what? The world will mirror that energy right back at you. But if you carry yourself like royalty, if you demand respect through the way you respect yourself, if you walk like you own every room you step into, then the universe has no choice but to match your vibration. And let's get one thing straight. You are not desperate for love. You are not sitting around waiting for someone to come and make your life magical. You are the magic. You are the kind of person who turns heads not because of how you look, but because of the fire in your soul. The moment you embrace that, something incredible happens. The wrong people start to disappear. The relationships that drain you, the people who don't see your worth, the situations that make you question yourself, they all start falling away. And in their place, you begin to attract people who admire you for exactly who you are, people who see your strength, who respect your dreams, who match your energy. And let me tell you, the world changes when you stop looking for love and start becoming love. When you start giving yourself the care, the passion, the devotion you've been waiting for someone else to give you, something shifts. You glow differently, you walk with a different rhythm, and suddenly the person you've been searching for, they recognize you, they see your light, because your soulmate isn't looking for someone to rescue, they're looking for someone who is already whole. So stop saying, I'll be happy when I find the right person. No, be happy now. Love yourself now. Create the life of your dreams now. Because when you do, the right person will walk into your story not to complete you, but to walk beside you as an equal, as a partner, as someone who is just as powerful, just as whole, just as worthy as you are. What if I told you that the reason you haven't found your soulmate yet is because you're looking too hard? That the very act of searching, of obsessing over love, of trying to control the who, when and how of it all is actually pushing it further away. People spend so much time scrolling through dating apps, overanalyzing texts, waiting for the universe to drop the one into their lap, that they forget the single most important truth about love. It comes when you are too busy living your best life to even notice it. Love is not a scavenger hunt. It's not some prize waiting to be unlocked just because you checked all the right boxes. Love is energy, attraction, vibration. It's something that flows into your life when you are radiating at your highest frequency, when you are chasing your passion so fiercely that you don't even have time to wonder where love is. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the moment people stop trying so hard to find someone, the perfect person suddenly appears? That's not luck. That's alignment. That's because when you are fully immersed in your own happiness, when you are thriving on your own, you naturally become a magnet for everything that is meant for you. So why are you sitting there wasting time swiping, stalking, and second-guessing your fate when you could be out there living a life so breathtakingly beautiful that the right person wouldn't dare miss out on being part of it? Instead of looking for love, become the kind of person that love is drawn to. Fill your days with adventure. Wake up with purpose. Travel. Learn something new. Start that business. Take care of your body, your mind, your soul. Walk into every room like you own it. Not because you're waiting to be noticed, but because you are completely, unshakably in love with yourself and your life. Because here's the truth. Your soulmate isn't hiding in your phone. They're not going to show up just because you're desperate to find them. They are out there, somewhere in the world, living their life, doing their thing, becoming the person they need to be in order to meet you. So don't just sit around waiting. Become the person they are looking for too. Become the version of yourself that is so bold, so radiant, so wildly unstoppable, that when they finally meet you, they'll say, "Where have you been all my life?" You don't need to force love. You don't need to chase it. Love flows into the lives of those who are already full, already overflowing with passion, already so alive that they don't need anyone to complete them. That's the secret. That's the magic. The minute you stop searching, the moment you start truly living, love will find you exactly where you were meant to be. What if I told you that the love you accept is a direct reflection of the love you believe you deserve? That every time you settle for less than you truly want, you are sending a message to the universe that this is enough for me? Too many people walk around with hearts full of dreams, but hands full of compromises. They accept relationships that are lukewarm, that make them feel small, that leave them questioning their worth. They stay in situations where love feels like a guessing game instead of a deep, undeniable certainty. And why? Because they think that something, anything, is better than being alone. But let me tell you something. Being alone is 1,000 times better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely. Being alone gives you power. It gives you clarity. It gives you the space to demand more, to raise your standards, to decide that you are no longer going to tolerate almost and maybes. Because love, real love, doesn't feel like confusion. It doesn't make you question your worth. It doesn't keep you up at night wondering where you stand. So stop making excuses for people who don't show up for you. Stop lowering your standards just because you're afraid that if you don't, you'll end up with nothing. Nothing is better than something that drains you. Nothing is better than love that makes you feel invisible. Nothing is better than giving your heart to someone who doesn't know how to hold it. You are not meant to be in a relationship that feels like a constant battle for attention. You are not meant to shrink yourself just to fit into someone else's idea of love. You are meant to be cherished, adored, valued. You are meant to be with someone who sees you and thinks, "I would be a fool to ever let this go." So stop settling. Stop saying, maybe this is the best I can get. Because the moment you raise your standards, the moment you start walking away from love that doesn't nourish you, the moment you decide that you would rather wait for something extraordinary than waste your time on something mediocre, that's when everything changes. Because here's the truth. Love isn't about finding someone who's willing to be with you. Love is about finding someone who chooses you every single day without hesitation. Someone who doesn't leave you question, who doesn't make you chase them, who doesn't take your love for granted. Someone who looks at you and says, I see you, I value you, and I am all in. So don't settle. Not for half-hearted love, not for almost relationships, not for someone who treats you like an option. You were never meant to be a backup plan, a second choice, a placeholder for something better. You are the prize. You are the standard, and the right person will rise to meet you. Everything in life is energy. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you carry yourself, it all sends out a frequency. And guess what? That frequency is exactly what you attract. You don't get what you want. You don't even get what you need. You get what you are. If your mind is full of doubt, if your heart is tangled up in past pain, if you're constantly telling yourself that love is hard to find, then that is exactly what the universe will reflect back to you. Not because you don't deserve love, but because you are vibrating at a frequency that repels it. Love is not a chase, and it's definitely not a game of luck. It's an alignment. The right love comes when your energy matches the kind of love you desire. So, let me ask you, what kind of love are you calling into your life? Are you walking around with a broken heart, carrying the weight of past disappointments, telling yourself that all men are the same or love never lasts? If that's the story you keep repeating, the universe will give you proof to back it up. Not because it wants to punish you, but because your energy is dictating your reality. Now imagine something different. Imagine waking up every morning, radiating confidence, knowing that love is already yours even before it arrives. Imagine carrying yourself like someone who is already deeply loved, not by another person, but by yourself. Imagine setting the standard so high that only the right person, the one who truly deserves you, can reach it. When you shift your energy, everything around you shifts. You start attracting people who respect you because you respect yourself. You start meeting partners who appreciate you because you appreciate yourself. And most importantly, you stop chasing love because you become the kind of person love is drawn to. The biggest mistake people make is believing that love is something they have to search for. That if they just look hard enough, swipe enough, try enough, they'll finally find the one. But the truth is, love finds you when you're in the right state to receive it. You don't force it, you don't beg for it, you become it. And here's the real game changer. The universe does not send you what you want. It sends you what matches your energy. So, if you're still stuck in heartbreak, if you're still questioning your worth, if you're still settling for less than you deserve, the universe will keep mirroring those situations back to you. Not because it's cruel, but because it's responding to your frequency. So what's the solution? Raise your frequency. Stop seeing love as something that is outside of you. Love is already within you. You are love. You are whole, you are enough, and when you embody that truth, the right person will recognize it, will be drawn to it, will match it, because real love doesn't complete you, it amplifies what's already there. Patience. That's the one thing no one wants to hear when it comes to love, because we live in a world where everything is instant. Instant messaging, instant coffee, instant gratification. And now people expect love to work the same way. Fast, effortless, on demand. But love doesn't follow your schedule. It doesn't care about your deadlines, your timeline, or your 5-year plans. Love arrives when you are ready, not when you are impatient. And the biggest mistake people make? Trying to force something that isn't meant for them at a time when they aren't ready to receive it. How many times have you settled because you were tired of waiting? How many times have you tried to make something work with the wrong person just because you thought, what if no one better comes along? That kind of desperation doesn't bring love. It repels it. Because love is not something you chase. Love is something you allow to flow into your life at exactly the right moment. The universe is not punishing you by making you wait. It's preparing you, it's shaping you. It's making sure that when the right person walks in, you are the version of yourself that is capable of handling that kind of love. And let's be honest, how many times have you thought you were ready for love, only to look back years later and realize you had so much more growing to do? Timing is everything. You could meet the right person at the wrong time and it won't work. Not because they weren't meant for you, but because you weren't ready to meet them the way you were supposed to. Love isn't just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. And that takes time. That takes patience. That takes trust. Think of it like this. If you plant a seed today, you don't sit there digging it up every 5 minutes to see if it's growing. You don't scream at the soil, demanding results. You trust the process. You water it, give it sunlight, nurture it, and let time do the rest. Love works the same way. You don't get to decide when it blooms. You only get to decide how well you prepare for it. And if you're still waiting, if you're still wondering when your person will come, let me tell you this. Your love story is already written. It's unfolding right now in ways you can't even see. Every delay is working in your favor. Every heartbreak was a redirection. Every lonely night was a reminder that you were meant for more. Stop rushing. Stop thinking love is late. Love is never late. It arrives exactly when it's supposed to. And when it does, you'll understand why waiting was the best thing you ever did. The moment you realize that your love story is not just about you, is the moment everything changes. Because too many people walk through life believing that finding their soulmate is a mission that starts and ends with themselves. What do I want? When will I find them? Why haven't they shown up yet? But what if I told you that your soulmate is out there right now, living their life, going through their own journey, waiting for the exact same thing you are? What if I told you that they're facing their own struggles, healing from their own wounds and preparing, whether they know it or not, to meet you at the perfect time? Think about it. The person you are meant to love isn't just some random face in the crowd waiting to be discovered. They are real. They are breathing, growing, evolving, just like you. Maybe right now, they're learning lessons that will make them a better partner for you. Maybe they're breaking free from relationships that weren't right for them, just like you've had to do. Maybe they're asking the universe the same question you are. When will I finally meet the one? But the real magic happens when you realize that finding love isn't just about timing. It's about becoming the person your soulmate deserves. Because they don't need a half-healed version of you. They don't need the version of you that's still settling, still questioning, still unsure of what you truly want. They need the version of you that is whole, confident, and ready. So instead of asking, where is my soulmate? Start asking, am I ready for them? Because the truth is, love doesn't just happen when you meet the right person. Love happens when two people, fully aligned in their energy, collide at the perfect moment. When both of you have grown enough, learned enough, and healed enough to recognize each other. And the most powerful thing you can do? Trust that it's already happening. Trust that every experience, every heartbreak, every moment of loneliness is preparing you for them. Trust that the universe is guiding you toward each other in ways you can't even see. But here's the catch. You can't just sit back and wait for love to show up. You have to prepare for it. You have to become the kind of person your soulmate would be proud to choose. Because they don't need someone who is lost, unsure, or stuck in the past. They need someone who is standing strong, ready to walk this journey together. So don't just wait for love. Become worthy of it. Become the person who is so deeply in love with life, so unshakably sure of themselves, that when the right person finally arrives, they look at you and think, there you are. I've been waiting for you too. There's one thing no one tells you about love. It requires courage. Not just the courage to fall in love, but the courage to believe in it, to fight for it, to surrender to it fully. Because love is not for the weak. It is not for the ones who play it safe, who build walls, who run at the first sign of difficulty. Love is for the brave. Too many people live their lives terrified of love. They say they want it, but when it comes close, they flinch, they sabotage it, they question it, they let their past wounds convince them that history is going to repeat itself. And so they settle for almost love, half love, love with an escape route. They keep one foot in and one foot out, just in case. But let me tell you something, love is not meant to be played safe. Love demands that you dive in, heart first, with no guarantees, no safety nets, no promises that you won't get hurt. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. Because love, real love, is not about avoiding pain. It's about choosing someone even when it's scary, even when it's uncertain, even when it feels like the most vulnerable thing you've ever done. The truth is, you cannot hold love in one hand while gripping fear in the other. You cannot ask for a soulmate while refusing to open your heart fully. You have to choose. You have to decide that you are willing to risk the fall for the possibility of flight. Because love is not something you dip your toes into, it's something you leap into with everything you have. And yes, there will be moments of fear. Yes, there will be moments when your past creeps in, whispering all the reasons why love is dangerous, why you should protect yourself, why you should hold back. But love is not for those who hold back. Love is for those who go all in. So if you want to find your soulmate, if you want to experience the kind of love that shakes you to your core, you have to be willing to be brave. You have to be willing to look love in the face and say, I am not afraid of you. I am ready for you. Because the greatest love stories are not written by those who were cautious. They are written by those who were fearless. Those who chose love even when it was terrifying. Those who refused to let past wounds dictate their future. Those who decided that love, real, deep, earth-shattering love, was worth every risk. And when you meet your person, when you finally find the one who matches your soul, you will understand why fear was never meant to have a place in your heart. Because love, true love, was always worth the leap. Love is not something you find. Love is something you create. Most people spend their lives searching for a perfect love, as if it's some hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. They believe that one day they'll just stumble upon the right person, and everything will magically fall into place. But that's not how real love works. Love isn't found, it's built. It's nurtured. It's chosen. People believe in soulmates as if the universe is some grand matchmaker waiting to drop the one into their lap. But even when you meet the right person, the work doesn't end there. That's where it begins. Because love is not just about meeting someone who feels right. It's about building something that lasts. The world is obsessed with falling in love, but no one talks about staying in love. No one talks about the effort, the patience, the daily choices that turn fleeting passion into something unbreakable. Because let's be real, love isn't always fireworks. It's not always grand gestures and heart-racing moments. Sometimes it's simply showing up. It's choosing your person, even on the hard days. It's deciding over and over again that you're in this for the long haul. Because here's the truth, love is not about finding someone perfect. Love is about finding someone worth the effort. And when you do, you don't just sit back and hope things work out. You put in the work, you build the trust, you grow together. Too many people think love should be effortless. That if they have to fight for it, it's not meant to be. But that's a lie. Everything in life that's worth having requires effort. Your dreams, your success, your happiness, it all demands work. So why should love be any different? If you want a love that lasts, you have to invest in it. You have to communicate when it's easier to stay silent. You have to apologize when your pride tells you not to. You have to listen even when you don't understand. You have to stand by your person even when life tries to pull you apart. Because love is not about finding someone who makes you happy. It's about building a love that makes both of you better. It's about supporting each other's dreams, lifting each other higher, becoming stronger together than you could ever be alone. And when you understand that love is not just a feeling, but a commitment, that's when everything changes. Because love is not something that happens to you. Love is something you choose every single day. Love is not a fantasy. It's not a fairy tale. It's not a perfect picture that stays untouched by time. Love is real, raw, and unfiltered. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll stop chasing illusions and start embracing something that is deeper, stronger, and more meaningful than any storybook romance. We live in a world where love has been glorified in movies, in books, in songs. We are told that love should always be exciting, that passion should never fade, that if it's real, it should be effortless. But let me tell you something, love is not effortless. Love is a choice to stay, to fight, to grow. A choice to love even on the days when the butterflies are quiet, when the spark isn't burning as brightly, when life gets messy and hard. Too many people walk away from love because they think it should always feel magical. They think that if the excitement fades, if they have to work at it, then maybe it's not real. That's a lie. The deepest love is not the one that stays on the surface, it's the one that dives into the depths. The kind that weathers the storms, that stands unshaken through the trials, that chooses to stay when it would be easier to leave. Real love is built in the moments no one talks about. It's built in the quiet sacrifices, in the whispered apologies, in the times you hold each other through the storms. It's in the mornings when you wake up next to each other, exhausted from life but still choosing to be there. It's in the small gestures, the hand on the back when words aren't enough, the deep conversations at 2 a.m., the laughter that carries you through the hard days. Love isn't just fire, it's foundation. It's not just passion, it's partnership. It's not just about how someone makes you feel in the good moments, it's about how they stand beside you in the hard ones. Because love isn't tested in the easy days. It's tested in the chaos, in the uncertainty, in the moments that demand patience and understanding. And here's the truth, love is not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be real. It's meant to challenge you, to grow you, to push you beyond your limits. It's meant to reveal your fears, your insecurities, your deepest truths. And that's why real love isn't for the faint of heart, because it will break down your walls. It will expose your wounds. It will force you to face yourself in ways you never have before. But that's the beauty of it. Love isn't about finding someone who never hurts you, it's about finding someone who is willing to heal with you. Someone who sees your scars and doesn't run. Someone who chooses you, not just when you are shining, but also when you are struggling. Because love isn't about perfection. Love is about presence. About being there through it all, no matter what. So stop chasing the fairy tale. Stop looking for something that only exists in scripted stories. Start embracing the kind of love that is raw, honest, and unbreakable. Because that's the kind of love that will stand the test of time. The kind that isn't just a fleeting moment, but a lifetime of moments, real, imperfect, and absolutely worth it. Love is not just about what you receive. It's about what you give. Most people walk into love with a list of expectations. I want someone who treats me like this, makes me feel like that, understands me, supports me, fulfills me. But very few people stop to ask themselves, am I ready to be that person for someone else? Because love isn't a one-way street. It's not about taking. It's about giving, about a heart, showing up with a heart, so full that you're ready to pour into someone else without fear, without hesitation, without conditions. You want a soulmate? Then you need to become one first. You want deep, unshakable love? Then you need to learn how to love deeply, fiercely, without ego, without pride, without walls. Because love is not about finding the perfect person, it's about being the kind of person who attracts, nurtures, and holds on to something real. Too many people go looking for love with empty hands, expecting the other person to fill them up. But love doesn't work that way. Love is not a transaction, it's an offering. And the most beautiful relationships are not built on the need to receive, but on the willingness to give. So the real question isn't, where is my soulmate? The real question is, am I ready to love the way I want to be loved? Because love is not just about wanting, it's about creating. It's about making someone feel safe in your presence, seen in your eyes, cherished in your hands. It's about giving without keeping score, caring without conditions, showing up not just when it's easy, but when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when it requires patience, forgiveness, and selflessness. Love is an art. It is something you craft, something you shape with your words, your actions, your choices every single day. And if you want a love that lasts, then you must learn to become a giver, not just a receiver. Because when two people come together, not in need but in abundance, that's when magic happens. Love is not about filling a void. It's about sharing a fullness. It's about two whole people standing side by side, not because they need each other, but because they choose each other. And that choice is made not just once, but over and over again, every single day. So if you are searching for love, stop asking who will love you and start asking how will I love? Because in the end, the love you give is the love you receive. The energy you put out is the energy that comes back to you. And the way you love will determine the kind of love that finds its way to you. Love is not a destination. It's a journey of growth, of self-discovery, of learning how to give and receive in ways that are raw, real, and limitless. It's not about waiting for the perfect person to show up. It's about becoming the person who is ready for something extraordinary. Because at the end of the day, love isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you choose, something you build, something you fight for. It's in the courage to open your heart, in the patience to understand, in the strength to stand beside someone, not just in the good times, but in every storm that life throws your way. So stop searching for love as if it's something you're missing. You are not incomplete. You are not waiting to be saved. Love isn't about finding someone to fix you, it's about finding someone who celebrates you, challenges you, and walks beside you as you both grow into the best versions of yourselves. And when that kind of love finds you, and it will, don't run from it. Don't doubt it. Don't let fear convince you that you don't deserve it, because you do. You always have. Love isn't a matter of luck. It's a matter of readiness. And when you are truly ready, when you are open, fearless, and willing to give as much as you hope to receive, that's when love will arrive in its purest, most powerful form. And when it does, hold on to it. Choose it. Nurture it. Grow with it. Because at the end of it all, love, real, deep, unapologetic love is the greatest thing you will ever experience.